Picture this. It's 7 a.m. You're already running late. Your inbox is exploding with urgent emails. Your family needs you, and society expects you to handle it all with a smile. Sound familiar? What if I told you there's a 2000-year-old philosophy that could completely transform how you navigate these modern challenges? And it was founded by people who understood struggle, resilience, and the pursuit of inner strength? I'm talking about Stoicism. And no, it's not about becoming emotionless or suppressing your feelings. It might be the most empowering philosophy for women in today's world. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Stoicism isn't just relevant for modern women, it's essential. And I'll share 3 Stoic principles that you can start using today to reclaim your power and peace of mind. But first, let me ask you something. How many of you have felt overwhelmed by the impossible standards we face today? We're expected to be career powerhouses, perfect mothers, supportive partners, fitness influencers, and somehow maintain our mental health while looking flawless on social media. The pressure is real, and it's exhausting. I recall a conversation I had with my friend Sarah last month. She's a successful marketing director, mother of 2, and she looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "I feel like I'm failing at everything. I'm constantly anxious about what people think, stressed about things I can't control, and I've lost myself in trying to be everything to everyone." Sarah's story isn't unique. Studies show that women report higher levels of stress and anxiety than men, and were twice as likely to experience depression. But here's what's fascinating. The solutions we often reach for only make things worse. We buy into the myth that we need to control everything, please everyone, and achieve perfection. But what if the secret to thriving isn't about gaining more control? It's about understanding what we can't control. This is where Stoicism comes in, and why it's not just relevant for modern women, it's revolutionary. Let's clear up the biggest misconception about Stoicism right now. When most people hear Stoic, they think of someone cold, emotionless, or indifferent. That's not Stoicism. That's just being emotionally numb. Real Stoicism was founded in ancient Greece by Zeno of Citium, and it was quite progressive for its time. The Stoics believed in the equality of all people, including women, which was radical in ancient society. At its core, Stoicism teaches us 3 fundamental principles. 1. Focus on what you can control. 2. Accept what you cannot control. 3. Act according to your values, not your emotions. But here's what makes this particularly powerful for women. We've been conditioned to think that being emotional makes us weak, or that caring deeply makes us vulnerable. Stoicism teaches us something completely different, that our emotions are information, and our strength comes from choosing how we respond to them. Let me share why Stoicism is particularly transformative for women by breaking down 3 game-changing benefits. Benefit number 1, freedom from people pleasing. How many times have you said yes when you meant no, or apologized for things that weren't your fault? Women are socialized to prioritize others' comfort over their own needs. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we cannot control what others think of us, only our own actions and responses. This isn't about becoming selfish. It's about understanding that others' approval doesn't determine your worth. Instead of thinking, "I hope they like my presentation," a Stoic approach would be, "I will prepare thoroughly and deliver my best work. Their reaction is beyond my control, but my effort and integrity are within it." Benefit number 2, emotional resilience without emotional suppression. Here's what Stoicism is not saying: don't feel your feelings. That's toxic positivity, and it's harmful. What Stoicism teaches is the difference between initial impressions and our judgments about them. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. When someone criticizes your work, the initial sting is natural. But the story you tell yourself, "I'm a failure. I'll never be good enough. Everyone thinks I'm incompetent," that's where the real suffering begins. Stoicism helps you recognize these thought patterns and choose more empowering responses. Benefit number 3, values-based decision-making. In a world that constantly tells women who they should be, Stoicism asks, who do you want to be? The Stoics emphasize virtue, not in a preachy way, but as practical wisdom. They identified 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline. These aren't just ideals, they're decision-making tools. When facing a difficult choice, whether to stay in a toxic job, how to handle a challenging relationship, or how to set boundaries, you can ask yourself, what would the most wise, just, courageous, and disciplined version of myself do? This framework cuts through the noise of what others expect and connects you with your authentic values. Now, let's get practical. Here are 3 Stoic practices you can start using today. Practice number 1. The dichotomy of control morning check. Every morning, spend 5 minutes identifying what's within my control today. What's outside my control? How can I focus my energy on what I can influence? This isn't about being passive. It's about directing your energy where it can actually make a difference. Practice number 2. The view from above. When you're feeling overwhelmed or caught up in drama, imagine zooming out. Marcus Aurelius used this technique, visualizing himself from space to gain perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years, in 5 months, even in 5 days? This isn't about minimizing your feelings, it's about right-sizing your problems. Practice number 3, evening reflection. Before bed, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What did I handle well today? 2. What could I have handled better? 3. What did I learn about myself? This practice, inspired by Seneca's letters, builds self-awareness without self-judgment. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, this sounds great in theory, but what about when life gets really hard? Let's address that. Stoicism isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about finding your agency even in difficult circumstances. Consider the story of Malala Yousafzai. After being shot by the Taliban for advocating for girls' education, she could have been consumed by anger and fear. Instead, she focused on what she could control: her voice, her message, and her continued advocacy. That's Stoicism in action. Or think about the working mother who faces discrimination at work. She can't control her boss's bias, but she can control her response, her preparation, her documentation of events, and her decision about what steps to take next. Stoicism doesn't ask you to accept injustice or mistreatment. It asks you to respond from a place of strength and clarity, rather than reactive emotion. This philosophy has survived 2,000 years because it works, not because it makes life easier, but because it makes you stronger. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one of the 3 practices I shared and commit to trying it for just 1 week. In the comments below, tell me which practice resonated with you most. Are you going to try the morning check-in, the view from above, or the evening reflection? I read every comment, and I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, here's how you can dive deeper. I've created a free guide called The Modern Woman's Guide to Stoic Principles that includes journal prompts, daily practices, and real-world applications. The link is in the description below. If you're ready to explore more philosophy that actually applies to your real life, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I release new videos every week about practical wisdom for modern living. Remember, you are more resilient than you realize, more capable than you imagine, and more in control of your life than you think. Stoicism isn't about changing who you are. It's about becoming who you were meant to be. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay wise, and stay true to yourself.